France was on course for a hung parliament Sunday after a leftist alliance unexpectedly took the top spot ahead of the far right. Supporters of the left-wing New Popular Front cheered as results of the second round of parliamentary elections were announced. The leftist alliance gathers the hard left, the socialist, and Greens. They were forecast to win up to 215 seats out of 577, according to pollsters' projections. These projections are usually reliable. At the headquarters for the far-right National Rally, or RN, the mood was far more somber, with early results placing them in third. Ahead of the vote, opinion surveys had projected the RN would win comfortably, but left and centrist alliances cooperated by pulling scores of candidates from three-way races in a bid to build a unified anti-RN vote. RN leader Jordan Bardella said France has been pushed into the hands of the far left and towards uncertainty. The results would divide Parliament into three big groups, all with vastly different platforms and no tradition of working together. Green Party leader Marine Tondelier says she was determined to keep the coalition alive.
Social justice won tonight. Environmental justice has won. Tonight, the people won. And it's only just the beginning.
The results are a humiliation for French President Emmanuel Macron. His centrist alliance, which he founded to underpin his first presidential run in 2017, was projected to be narrowly second. He called the snap election after his ticket was trounced in European Parliament elections last month. Voters punished him and his ruling alliance for a cost of living crisis and failing public services, as well as over immigration and security.
On campaign stops in the battleground state of Pennsylvania on Sunday, embattled U.S. President Joe Biden worked to ease mounting concerns from fellow Democrats about his candidacy. The 81-year-old has faced growing calls to end his re-election bid after a shaky debate performance against Republican Donald Trump in late June, which raised questions about his ability to do the job for another 4 years. Biden has vowed to stay in the race, and in a fundraising email on Saturday, he dismissed calls for him to drop out as nonsense. The Democratic president received a warm welcome at a black church in Philadelphia, and during a 6-minute speech joked about his age.
Folks, I know with every fiber of my being, I know I won't look like I'm 40 years old, but I've been around a little bit.
Black voters are a critical part of Biden's base, but recent public opinion polling has shown their support for him waning.
While there are those who want to erase history, Kamala and I want to make it, because black history is American history.
Biden later traveled to the state capital Harrisburg for an event with union members. Asked there if the Democratic Party was behind him, Biden told reporters yes. However, on a leadership call the same day by House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, a source familiar with the discussions told Reuters that some House Democrats said that Biden should step aside as presidential candidate. House Democratic sources have said 2 letters are circulating among House Democrats calling for Biden to withdraw. And on Sunday, Democratic National Committee member Alan Clendenin joined calls for Biden to leave, saying, quote, "This election is about the next 4 years, not the last 3.5. The DNC has steadfastly supported Biden since his debate stumbles, so any defections could suggest a deepening of the crisis. DNC Chair Jamie Harrison, meanwhile, said that Biden remains the party's nominee. Democrats have suggested that Vice President Kamala Harris, seen as the likeliest candidate to replace Biden in the November election were he to bow out, could perform well.
Last month was the hottest June on record, according to the EU's Climate Change Observer on Monday. And that continues a streak of exceptional temperatures that experts warn put 2024 on track to be the world's hottest recorded ever. Every month since June 2023, the last 13 months in a row, has ranked as the planet's hottest since records began, the EU's Copernicus Climate Change Service said. The latest data suggests 2024 will overtake 2023 after human-caused climate change and the El Niño natural weather phenomenon both pushed temperatures to record highs in the year so far, scientists have said. Climate scientist Friederike Otto said the results are not a shock.
it is totally not a surprise to see the June record being broken after the May record having been broken after the April record. So we have had these 12 months of record hot month, which is because we have also record high levels of greenhouse gas emissions because of the burning of fossil fuels. It means much more heavy rainfall events with devastating floods as a consequence, which do violate the right to life, the right to housing, the right to a free culture and social life for many, many people. And that is why we care about climate change, and that is why these records are so worrying.
The impact of climate change has already been devastating this year, with over 1,000 deaths during the Hajj pilgrimage last month. And other heat deaths were recorded in places like New Delhi and amongst Greek tourists. Despite the cyclical nature of the El Niño phenomenon, which adds to rising global temperatures, the responsibility lies on reducing greenhouse gas emissions from activities like burning fossil fuels to address climate change. Despite promises to curb global warming, countries have so far failed collectively to reduce these emissions, pushing temperatures steadily higher for decades.
The US military said on Sunday it had completed its withdrawal from a major airbase in Niger. Airbase 101, located near the airport in the capital Niamey, had been used to tackle militant groups in the Sahel region. But in April, and following a coup last year, Niger's ruling junta ordered the US to withdraw its nearly 1,000 military personnel from the country. US Air Force Major General Kenneth Ekman said the focus would now shift to leaving Airbase 201, a $100 million drone facility near the desert city of Agadez.
Both United States and Nigerian officials are dedicated to completing a safe, orderly, and responsible withdrawal by September 15, 2024. They emphasize their commitment to the protection and security of American forces during this process.
Niger and its military-led neighbours, Burkina Faso and Mali, have torn up defence agreements with US, European and United Nations forces. Instead, they fostered closer defence, diplomatic and business ties with Russia. In April, Russia sent military trainers to Niger. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger also signed a confederation treaty on Saturday, signalling an ever closer alignment between the countries that has reshaped international influence in the region.
Agreed to plead guilty to fraud charges relating to 2 fatal crashes of its 737 MAX jets. That's according to a court filing by the US government late Sunday. If approved by a federal judge, the plea would brand the plane maker a convicted felon. It will have to pay a fine of over $243 million and invest more in improving safety. The charges flow from the fatal crashes in 2018 and 2019, which killed 346 people. They were later traced to a design flaw in the jets, which has since been fixed. Boeing subsequently struck a deal with the Justice Department deferring any prosecution, in return for compensating victims' families and improving its compliance. However, officials this year concluded that the firm had not complied with all terms of the deal. Boeing's position wasn't helped by the mid-air blowout on another MAX plane earlier this year, which raised new concerns about its quality control. It faces a separate criminal probe over that incident. Now the deal sees the firm admit to making false representations over a software system involved in the fatal crashes. It spares the company a contentious trial, but could result in other big costs. The conviction could bar Boeing from lucrative defence and NASA contracts unless it can agree waivers. Paramount and Skydance are to merge, starting a new chapter for one of Hollywood's most storied names. The two companies announced the move late on Sunday. Tycoon Shari Redstone will sell her controlling stake as part of a complex deal that will eventually result in a merger. Her family will pocket some $1.75 billion, ending an era. Late patriarch Sumner Redstone built the media empire, which includes CBS and MTV as well as the namesake Paramount movie studio. The deal makes Skydance founder David Ellison a new Hollywood power player. But it also lands him with a host of challenges. Paramount has shed nearly $17 billion in value since 2019. That, as its traditional TV business faded faster than streaming service Paramount Plus could turn a profit. However, the deal caps months of tortuous negotiations, complicated by the firm's complex shareholder structure. Redstone only owned a minority of Paramount shares, but a big majority of the shares with voting rights. Sources say Ellison had to sweeten an earlier offer to win her support.
Melania Trump's former staffer, alleging her relationship with Donald was orchestrated by reality show producers. Donald Trump, known for his showmanship and media influence, has always attracted attention both on and off the screen. However, his former senior advisor, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, recently made headlines by claiming that Donald and Melania Trump's marriage was orchestrated by reality show producers to boost their public image. Wolkoff shared a clip from The Apprentice on X, showing Trump as a family man and accusing the show of scripting and faking the couple's relationship to enhance their appeal. According to Wolkoff, producers like Mark Burnett and Jeff Zucker manipulated the relationship for better ratings, using Melania's image to legitimize Trump's persona. She asserted that this portrayal helped catapult them to the White House, presenting an image of a romantic and traditional marriage that many now question, especially given Trump's legal issues and Melania's recent public absence. Wolkoff's allegations also highlighted Melania's transactional approach to the marriage, claiming she knew exactly what she was getting into. She referenced the former First Lady's distance from Trump during his recent scandals and campaign, suggesting that their relationship has always been more about mutual benefit than genuine affection. Melania Trump has been notably reserved about her marriage, although she has given some insights in past interviews. In a 2005 interview with Larry King, she described Trump as a perfectionist rather than a control freak. Despite her silence on recent controversies, Melania praised Trump's generosity, loyalty, and sense of humor, painting a picture of a supportive and understanding partner. The controversy surrounding their marriage isn't new, but Wolkoff's claims have reignited the debate about the authenticity of their relationship. While Melania's statements from years ago suggest a more traditional and supportive role, whether or not these claims hold water, they reveal the complexities behind public figures' relationships and the blurred lines between reality and performance in the world of politics and entertainment. As more details emerge, the public remains divided on whether to view the Trump's marriage as a genuine bond or a strategic alliance.
ما رو هم شرمنده خودتون کردید. من واقعا شرمنده شما هستم. انتخابات وعده دروغ ندادم. من حرفی نزدم که فردا
Just